Good morning, everybody. It's Danny back from Deep South Homestead. We're back out here this morning picking our English peas. To be honest with you, they're kind of pitiful this year. We had really a hard start to our English peas. This is the first year we've had a bad year for English peas. We planted them the normal time we always do plant them. And what happened is the ground froze, and actually it got so cold ice spewed up out of the ground because it rained right ahead of the bad freeze we had, and it literally turned the peas that we had planted in the ground to mush. It just rotted them. We were like 3 weeks late getting these things back up and getting them going again. Now the weather's so inclement, it'd be 50 in the morning and 40 in the morning, and it's up to 80 and 85 during the day, and English peas just cannot handle this kind of temperature difference. Now, we planted this past fall in the high tunnel, and we were able to harvest over the winter months a pretty good bit of English peas. And I think that probably from this point forward, because of the type of weather we're going to be having, that's probably what we're going to do each fall. We're probably going to plant a crop inside one of the high tunnels and try to keep some going throughout the winter months, being we're having such a hard time getting them established now in the springs. Now, I do have an English pea manual that I've wrote about growing English peas. You can go back and look at it. It's on our Etsy store. You can purchase it there if you're interested in it. I talk about this very thing happening in that manual, and some of the challenges that you can face raising English peas, especially in the Deep South. And up north it may not be that big of a deal, but down in the Deep South here, the humidity and stuff like this, the powdery mildew that hits them, we talk about all that in the manual that I wrote. On our channel, we have tons of videos about growing English peas, and in the cards up above here, we'll put some videos about growing English peas, and you'll be able to see some of our English pea crops we've had here. These are so sporadic right now because we got them in so late, and they're up to the top of the fence, but look at the spaces in between everything. They just did not fill out. They didn't do like they normally do. Most of the peas still, even though we planted later, still did not come up. And it wasn't that it was bad peas. These are peas we've saved every year from year after year after year. We plant our own seeds. We don't buy seeds. And guys, this is what we're going to be facing in the next few years throughout all this weather and the modification of it, or the solar minimum, whatever you want to call it. Whichever way you believe, doesn't matter to me. It's just getting harder to grow your food. So guys, we got to get busy picking English peas before the next rainstorm comes in here. And guys, for those of you who have a question, this variety here is the Little Marble variety. We've planted multiple varieties on our property here, and the Little Marble is the only variety that we have found that produces heavy. Now, a lot of the other ones make big, beautiful plants, and they have a few beans on them, but we're looking for production. We're looking for lots of beans to be on the plants. And always in the past, I can give you an example here. The Little Marbles, see here, this is what I'm talking about. The Little Marbles just load up with English peas on here, and up and down the plants here. The other ones just have sporadic beans on them, and in your climate, one of the other ones may do really good. The key is to find out which one does the best in your climate, and then stick with that variety. Don't go to switching up just because something, looks good, or you think you might want to change. Because of what's coming in our country and the shortages we're going to face, guys, go with what works and what you know to work, so that you can stock up. The time for, I call it fad gardening and all this kind of stuff, that's over with. It's time now to get serious and to start producing as much of your own food as you can. So let me get busy here, guys, and see if I can't get the rest of these picked. Okay, guys, we finished picking the English peas, and guys, this is just insane. I mean, this is like a 2-gallon pail. I don't even have a gallon in it. And last year this time, we had already canned probably 40 or 50 jars of English peas. We were picking English peas off of the same spot right here, anywhere between 3 and 5 gallons every other day. And we don't even have a gallon in here. I mean, that's insane. And the English peas are a staple for our food system here for my health. And this means we got to really ramp up our game now. We got to figure out what we're going to do with such a low production of English peas. And with our weather down here, if it continues like it always has in the past, which is questionable now, but usually in about another 2 weeks, these are over. And we have not even harvested enough yet to even can. We've only picked enough to just have, like this is just a fresh meal or two. You know, with not enough to can. I mean, we could put them in the freezer and save them up and can them all, you know, when we get eventually get through picking everything. But at the rate we're going, I'm not even seeing anything to save seed for next year or anything like that, because usually I always have plenty to save for seeds and stuff like that, and I'm not even having that this year, guys. So the weather has definitely made an effect on our English peas here this year at Deep South Homestead. We're going to have to really make some changes and try to replant this fall in the high tunnels to try our best to raise as many as we can over the winter months to try to recan what we're not getting this spring. Because usually the spring is our time to stock up our English peas for the year so that we have something to fall back on for meals. We mix them in with our new potatoes when we're canning. We do all kinds of stuff. And I suppose we could take these here and shell them out and save them and take some of our new potatoes that we're going to be digging, because we're already digging some of our potatoes, and we could probably can some English peas and new potatoes in some jars, and maybe these few English peas would help to stretch them to get some canned vegetables out of them. So it's going to be a challenge. Just stay with us. Now, a lot of you are going to ask, well, man, about canning videos and stuff like that. Guys, we have tons of canning videos. You got to go back in our playlists and look. We'll make new ones for this year, I'm pretty sure. But the bottom line is, for those of you who ask that we have videos on canning this or canning that, we've got tons of videos out there about canning. And they may not necessarily be on this channel. They may be on our other channel over at the Miss Wanda's channel called Crazy Days, CRAZY DAZES, where she does lots of cooking and canning over there that we just don't have room for over here on Deep South Homestead a lot of times. So check out that channel also, and it'll be in the description down below. And guys, the weather's making a big difference in the gardening this year. We're starting to see the tremendous cutback we're having in production in some things. Now, some things are still doing real well, but the English peas we're already seeing we're having some problems with this year. So go check out the manual, check out the videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, guys. It helps get the algorithm out there so that people can understand that everything's not like it used to always be. Things are changing with our growing season. So thank you, guys, from Deep South Homestead.